Know exactly what your job is, know how to get it done, and get it done. And let's get out on the field and do it.
And, of course, if they don't, that's when you fire up.
Exactly, exactly. Then you start getting your speech ready.
2 minutes and counting here as the Little Hawks finally bust out of the locker room. Small but vocal contingent has made the drive up from Iowa City. Coaching staff in those red polos, and we are anticipating a good one here. Again, City won the toss. They deferred. Wahlert will receive. They will be working from right to left on your radio dial. They will have not quite as strong a wind as when we first arrived for the junior varsity game, but still a pretty good one at their back. It looks to be a crosswind blowing from the far corner of the end zone. Number 19, Aaron Segling. And number 31,
Derek Kopp.
Derek Kopp. 6 foot, 170-pound senior. The whistle sounds. Fisher with a high but somewhat short kick, fielded by Segling at the 10. He fakes a pitch, tries to get behind a wall on the far side, and that costs him a second or two of indecision as he stutter steps, and he's brought down en masse at the Wahlert 10-yard line.
I tell you what, that's a great way for City High to start. When you're at the 10-yard line, you hold them back like that, you keep them deep. It limits Wahlert's offense a little bit. They've got to come out and get out of the hole a little bit before they can start opening things up.
Patrick Reedy, the 6 foot 1 inch, 180-pound senior at quarterback, will bring him up to the line of scrimmage.
Boy, they're big. Look at them.
Very big. It will be O'Connor, and it looks like Segling wide to the near side. Strong side is to the right. Out in a 5-man front, the handoff goes to the deep back. That is McCarron. Tries to test the waters off the left side. Runs right into a wall of white and red. Good for a gain of about 3 or 4 on the play.
I tell you, that was great defensive opening play for the Golden Hawks. Or not the Golden Hawks, but for the Little Hawks there. They stopped the ball. Weren't intimidated by the big size of the Eagles.
They'll say a long 2 on the play. Makes it 2nd down and 8. Strong side to the right again as the Golden Eagles come out of the huddle. Receivers near and far side. On the option, the pitch goes to McCarron, trying to sweep it around the right side. He's got some room. Out to the 20-yard line. Looked like he might squeeze between a couple of defenders and break it for a big one, but that gap closed in a hurry. He'll pick himself up, though, a fairly decent gain, as this one will be spotted at the 19-yard line. Will bring up 3rd down and short.
I tell you what, Greg Altmaier came up there and made a big hit. He really laid the wood to him. It's outstanding.
Gain of 5 on the play brings up 3rd down and 3. And 3 and out, Coach, exactly what you were talking about for City High. That's what they've got an opportunity to do here.
It's a great way to start the game. That's what you want to do.
Out of the I formation, strong side to the left. Kopp and Segling. The handoff will go to the deep back, McCarron, straight up the gut, and he is hit by a brick wall and thrown back. If he's lucky, his forward momentum taking him to the line of scrimmage, but no farther. And City High has held on the first series of the ball game.
3 and out. That's exactly what you want to do. That's how you want to open up the ball game. All of a sudden, you got that momentum going. And they're going to start out with great field position here.
Alex Fisher and Greg Altmaier, pair of linebackers, coming up big to plug up the middle. Looked like they were trying to run right off the guard there up that A-gap, Coach, and there was nothing doing.
Nothing. City High's coming out in the 5-3 defense, and they're stopping all the run.
Standing back to punt, it will be, I believe this is Ben Paulson, number 26 for Wahlert. Getting set to put a foot into it. Low line drive kick. It will bounce. Coming up and fielding it on one bounce, being pulled down at midfield as he just crosses it. Number 20 for City High, Nick Mullenbrook. Still excellent field position for the Little Hawks. 1st and 10 from the Wahlert 47-yard line.
You know, as a coach, you just always love to start in the other team's territory.
Field position, we talked about it being critical. Special teams, maybe even more so in this contest. And City High has drawn the early advantage in that category. Ryan Kennedy, 6 foot 5 inch, 207 pounds quarterback. Dropping back on play action, setting up, firing across the middle. It's complete to Grenko inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. on the money. Grenko went down, came back, and handled a bullet off the fingertips of Kennedy.
And it looked like Coach he was in triple coverage there. He just found the seam, put the ball right in there, and away he went. So that was excellent. An excellent pass, a gain of 9.
9 on the play brings up 2nd and 1. Up out of the eye. Looks like Altmaier at fullback, maybe just a yard or 2 tighter than he was on that first offensive snap. And whistles sounding, flags flying, and we've got movement in the trenches. And this one may be going against City High. Illegal procedure the call. And just like that, the Little Hawks back up 5.
Yep. You got those linemen, they're eager to go. They get up there, probably put a hand down, lifted it back up, and they got called on it right away.
Well, this changes things. Instead of maybe just slamming off right or left tackle, all of a sudden you need to pick up 5 extra yards.
Right. I noticed the Eagles started out there that first play in a 5-man front, and now that since then they've switched back to a 4-man front.
4 down linemen right now. Slot man is Sabers. As on play action, Kennedy drops back to pass. Fires out on the flat. It is complete. Inside the 40, a vicious shot, knocking him out of bounds. Looks like Altmaier. Oh, check it, number 42, not 32. That's Tyson Worth in at fullback, but as we talked about during the pregame, Coach, not afraid to bring those backs out of the backfield. Just a simple dump off in the flat, let him get some yards after the carriage.
It's an easy play to do. You don't always get a lot of yards off of it, but it's an easy play to do. It's usually
Dubuque Wahlert sideline, but from the original spot, it appears from here like he might be just a little short. We will wait and see.
Looks like we'll be about a foot short.
That will bring up 3rd and less than a yard. Well, designed to pick up 5. That's what it got, Coach.
Yep,
5.5.
It's usually about what you can count on when you got a back out of the backfield. Big play here. We got 3rd down and less than a yard. Keep the drive going.
Ball rests at the Dubuque Wahlert 37-yard line. No score in the first quarter. 8:29 just underway here at Dalzell Field. Dubuque Wahlert 3 and out. City High with excellent field position trying to keep this drive alive. It will be Altmaier and Taylor dotting the I behind Kennedy. Strong side to the right. Sabers the slot man to the far side. Handoff goes to Taylor. Hit in the backfield. He falls forward. It does not appear he is going to get enough to pick up the first down.
That was a great play by linebacker Luke Stoffel from Wahlert. He came right in and attacked it very hard. Well, I'm not sure we got the first down there.
No,
I don't think we got it. They're going to bring the chains back in again.
Boy, from here it looks like maybe half a length of the football compared to the original line of scrimmage. We'll wait and see. Oh, Wahlert sold out, though. Came right up the gap that time. And as you mentioned, Stoffel came unchecked. You don't see Andrew Taylor brought down that quickly very often.
No, not at all. Wahlert, what they did on defense there was they had their 4 down linemen, but they also moved the linebackers and stood them up right on the line of scrimmage.
Down territory. They will go for it at the 8:18 mark here in the first quarter. We'll see if Kennedy goes with a hard count here. Possibly draw Dubuque Wahlert offside. Pick up a freebie. Strong side is to the right. Kennedy barks out the signals, and right in the pocket of Nate Mueller, his 6'4", 243-pound center, and that push more than enough to move the chains.
That's a good call. Good call. And Wahlert had 7 down linemen that time, and City High offensive line pushed them right ahead. Gain of about, what, 2-3 yards?
We'll give him a couple. First and 10 from the Wahlert 35. The ball just inside the stripe. No score. City High threatening in the early going here. Altmaier and Taylor behind Kennedy. Twins to the near side. Kennedy with a straight drop. He's got some time. Checks. Fires down the middle. Complete to Sabers at the 30-yard line. And he knew he was going to take a shot when he let go of that football. Give Ryan Kennedy a lot of credit, Coach. He stood in there and took it and laid the ball in on the numbers.
Yeah, and he didn't get hit by a little guy either. He got hit by Ryan Burning, 280 pounds.
Coming with a full head of steam.
Yes, he was.
Gain good for 5. City High nickeling and diming their way down the field. Make it 2nd and 5 from the Wahlert 30. Again out of the eye. Receivers near and far side, slack to the near side. Kennedy with a straight drop, has some time, sets, fires off the fingertips of his intended receiver, running a quick curl. That was Joel Rocca, and the ball just a little bit toward the outside. He was coming in, he stopped, laid out toward the sideline, but just couldn't quite get his fingers on it.
Yeah, and you have to give a lot of credit there to the City High offensive line. They did an outstanding job. They gave him all the time in the world that he needed. He sat back in the pocket, didn't get concerned, didn't try to run out, and look for his open receiver.
Kennedy really looks poised in the pocket.
He does. He looks very comfortable, very comfortable.
3rd and 5. We'll see what the Little Hawks come with here. Again, same formation. 4-man front being shown by Wahlert. They're blitzing. This one dumped off into the backfield, but too far in front of the back. Diving, but coming down shy of the yard marker.
It's actually a loss of a couple yards on that play,
Yep.
But he did catch the ball.
Pass completed to Phil Kenny. Again, if the pass was about a half a yard back, he probably picks up the first down. He still may be running. A good checkoff by Kennedy, but again, just led his receiver a bit too much.
And he was under a little bit of pressure there. He did have 2 linebackers coming full steam at him. That, you know, the offensive line did pick it up, but they were coming.
So the second 4th down of this series, they need 7 from the Wahlert 32. City High up to the line of scrimmage. Kennedy with a straight drop, getting some pressure, fires across the middle. It's tipped, caught! It's caught at the 20-yard line. Off of Saber's fingertips across the middle, and I believe that is Rocca.
You know, you practice that drill, and you practice that tip drill. A receiver tips the ball up, another receiver comes in and catches it. You practice that in practice.
Number 14, Joel Rocca, with a tremendous catch, great concentration, and the Little Hawks keep the drive alive. 1st and 10 from the Dubuque Wahlert 20-yard line. Kennedy looks like he might be checking off here as he comes up to the line of scrimmage. Strong side to the right. Wahlert really pinching up those outside linebackers. The handoff goes to Taylor off of right tackle. Hit inside the 20 for a short gain, calling about 1.
Yeah, you had Luke Stoffel, who's a linebacker, actually come up and play wide defensive end on that play and shot right in and made the tackle there.
Should I stand corrected? That's Phil Kenny getting the call off of right side.
No gain on the play.
They will say no gain on the play, so make it 2nd and 10. Kennedy with another long count. He'll take a straight drop. It looks like the screen is on. Bubble screen, and who was he throwing to? The linemen were downfield. I didn't see an eligible receiver, though.
I don't see one either there. I didn't see it.
Boy, they set it up perfectly, and Kennedy shaking off the dirt. Boy, he took a shot. Sure, he's probably wondering, hey, I just took one for the team. Where were you? Somebody, it appears, ran the wrong route.
Yeah.
Just the 2nd incompletion of the evening for the senior quarterback, but it will bring up 3rd down and 10 from the Wahlert 20. 2 plays, no yards gained. Worth will be the fullback. Kennedy the tailback, dropping back. This one into the flat. Kenny with the catch and stuck at the line of scrimmage. He bounces off the corner, falls forward for a gain of a couple, but well shy of the 1st down marker.
Yeah, that was very well defended by Wahlert there. They came up and read the play very well. And
83, Jake Hines, the corner, really stuck him in the ribs. I don't know how Kenny stayed on his feet.
Yeah. Well, it's important that they come away with a few points here. You know, they get inside the 20. I say you're inside the red zone. You got to score.
Alex Fisher will attempt the field goal. Ball spotted at the 25. This will be a 35-yard attempt from the near hash. The kick is up, end over end. It is good. Phil Necro would be proud. That knuckleball looked like it was about to sail past the left upright, but he hooked it just inside, and not 6, but certainly. And Cobb. Nice kick. Back at Dalzell Field, a nice high deep kick by Alex Fisher, fielded by Segling at the 5-yard line, ducking and dodging, shucking his way out past the 20, out to about the 22. We'll see where the official spot is. But a nice kick by Alex Fisher. And we talked about special teams. That's a tough kick to return. He had great hang time on it.
It did. It had very good hang time, and he ended up starting to run it up the middle, then bounced it to the outside and got a few extra yards that way to get it out to the 21-yard line.
1st and 10, they'll call it from their own 21. The Golden Eagles will take over on their second offensive series of the evening, this time trailing 3-0. Approaching the 4-minute mark in the first quarter. Reedy brings him up to the line of scrimmage. Strong side to the right. Play action, rolling out near side. He's got a couple of receivers, just floats this one up. Picked off by Kenny at the 40, staying on his feet, and now brought down at the 42-yard line. That was just a wing and a prayer by Reedy. Tossed that one up for grabs. His intended receiver, I believe it was Jake Hines, still had his back to the football, and Kenny was right there to pluck it out of the air.
I tell you what, the person who probably is most responsible for that interception is Cody Claybaugh. He put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, and he had to throw it on the run.
And he had to throw it across his body. They were rolling Reedy out to the left. He's a right-handed quarterback, and he just didn't get much on that throw.
No, he didn't.
So taking over from the Dubuque Wahlert 42-yard line. City High looking to add to their lead as Taylor gets the call left tackle. He busts into the open field. The 35, the 30, a foot race to the end zone inside the 20 and brought down at about the 16-yard line.
That was some type of a counter play there, right, Brent? You know, it was a slow developing play, but boy, he hit that hole and away he went. A lot of room to run.
They'll spot it at the 14. And a huge gain on the first carry of this series. And City High in business.
Once again, inside the red zone.
28 yards on the carry. 1st and 10 from the Dubuque Wahlert 14. Out of the eye. Handoff will go to Taylor again. Left side, a huge hole as he bulls his way inside the 10, down to the 6.
City High is on a roll. City High, this looks like the City High of the past.
They're
right
running
here
behind Alex Berg and Ryan Duffy, 235 and 266 respectively. And boy, we got our answer as to who was going to get after things in the trenches in the early going.
Absolutely. Wahlert looks just a little sluggish right now. They look just a little sluggish.
3 carries for 35 yards for Taylor. 2nd and 3 from the Golden Eagles, 7. Kennedy with a long count. Handoff goes to Taylor. Looks like it's off left guard. He's tripped up. Ball is loose. There's a pile. Who comes up with it? Wahlert pointing their way. City High pointing theirs. We'll wait for everybody to untangle. And Wallert's got it. On their way in for what looked like a sure 6. And City High gives the football right back.
Yeah, that really hurts when you fumble on your own, 4 or 5 yard line there. Oh, that hurts. Hurts to give up that many points. A good defensive stand here is what they need, 3 and out. We'll see if the defense is up for it.
Starting very deep in their own territory from their own 5-yard line. Wahlert, though, will count their blessings. Trailing 3-0 with 2.5 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Reedy up underneath center. Surveys the defense. Kansas City High pinching up on the ends. They send a man in motion. That looks like Kopp. A long count. Handoff goes to the tailback. That's McCarron trying to work the left side. Not much there. Good pursuit by the Little Hawks as he works his way out across the 5 to about the 6-yard line.
City High is really pursuing very well to the ball. It's a gang tackle. It's not anybody out there playing alone. It's a gang tackle.
And 8. Settling wide to the near side. Adam Kramer in the ball game, wide to the far side. Ball sits on the near hash. Strong side is to the right. Reedy with another long count. Quick hitter, handoff goes to the fullback as I believe that's Stoffel into the ball game, trying to work it up the gut. Dubuque Wahlert just playing it safe right now, trying to get a little extra breathing room. Passed it to the 11-yard line.
City High, they're playing great right now. They're bending, but they're not going to break. That's what it's all about. 3rd down, a big stop, make them punt deep in their own territory.
3rd and 4, Golden Eagles at their own
3rd
11.
and 5. And as Coach mentioned, big stop. Golden opportunity here for the Little Hawks. Up to the line. Very slow, very deliberate. We've got a flag thrown in the defensive backfield. A delay of game will be the call.
You know, I've watched that. Wahlert just walks up to the line. They look extremely sluggish.
Well, I tell you what, when you're looking at 3rd and 5 from your own 11, again, not that you have to rush or go to make it 3rd and almost 10. Ball back to the original line of scrimmage at the 5-yard line. Twins to the near side. The tight end lines up to the far side out of the I formation. Reedy on play action. Fires this one off the fingertips of his intended receiver, Kramer. Rocca was there to lay the wood on him. Also credit, I believe that was Altmaier, the linebacker, who had him in that little curl. He almost...
Receiver not to catch the ball. Putting deep from within his own end zone.
McAuliffe standing about 2 yards from the end line. Snap is on the money. City High coming. They almost get a piece of it. Sabres with those big paws up almost got it. Rocca will let it bounce, and it bounces all the way across midfield. He's back across it, now trying to get behind some blocking. Inside the 45 and dropped at the 44.
Boy, as a coach, you always hate to see that.
Golden Eagle territory. This one 1st and 10 from the 44. Looks like Altmaier and Kenny. Kenny will get the call. Looked like a counter off the right side, but sees daylight on the left, reverses his field, and quick steps it down close to the 40-yard line. That'll be a gain of about 3 or 4.
Kenny's doing a great job at hanging on to that ball. He's got both arms covering that thing up. Nobody's going to strip it away from him. They're going to keep this ball, and they're going to keep marching forward.
They'll give him 4 on the carry. Makes it 2nd down and 6. Under 30 seconds now left to go in the first quarter. We'll see if City wants to get another play off, or if they will be content to switch ends of the field and let the wind be at their back. City breaking the huddle. 12 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Again out of the eye. Oh, we may have had movement, no flags. Kennedy drops back, fires. I believe that's Grenko, complete out inside the 30 as he picks up a few extra yards after the catch. Trying to get a number on the young man. Is that 83 or 82?
That looks like 82. Scott Knight.
Scott Knight, our player profile. Free safety, also as a wideout. Picks up a 1st down. As the ball down to the 27-yard line, the buzzer sounds. The first quarter has come to an end of play. Iowa City High 3, Dubuque Wahlert nothing. Back with fact, Wahlert has run all of 7 plays in that first half. City High had 11 on their first drive.
First and 10, Little Hawk, Golden Eagles 28.
Whoa, after this one, please, John.
Incomplete. Make it 2nd and 10, Little Hawks, Golden Eagles 27.
Back at Dalzell Field in Dubuque, Brent Balvanot sitting alongside Steve Holland. 1st and 10 from the Golden Eagle 27-yard line. Ryan Kennedy under pressure throws an incompletion to start off the second quarter. On a draw, Phil Kenny buried in the backfield. The ball is loose, but he is down at the 32-yard line. That'll be a loss of about 5 on the play. And Steve, Dubuque Wallert's defense has come out to start the second quarter very fired up.
I think Coach gave him a little talk there between quarters, and he let them know what they were up to was not quite acceptable and up to par for Wahlert football.
Boy, they are selling out, too. They came after Kennedy on that 1st down play. They came after Kenny on that 2nd down play, and all of a sudden, City High looking at 3rd and 13 from the Golden Eagle 30. You've got to figure pass play here as Rocca lines up wide to the far side. Sabres will be the slot man. Kennedy dropping back, looking across the middle, and led Sabres on a slant just a little too far. And I'm not sure if Sabres actually slowed down, anticipating the the middle linebacker there just kind of staying home, figuring Kennedy would adjust. He did not. He let him, and the ball falls incomplete.
It's probably a good thing that he did slow down. Had he kept going and, the ball led properly, it could have very easily been an interception. Oh, we got a long field goal here, Brent.
Wow, well, might as well. You're down there. You've got the lead. Fisher, the tee being spotted at the 37-yard line. Snap is there. Kick is up. This one doesn't have enough. Good!
Holy good nights. What a kick. What a kick.
It had plenty of height on it. It was much prettier than that first one, end over end. It was on the money. The only question was, did it have enough oomph? And it just got over the crossbar. 47 yards, and City High now up 6-0.
That's a great kick by a high school kicker. That's excellent. Anybody kicking over a 40-yard field goal in high school.
Now backing up to the 5. We'll see if either gets the chance to return. Fisher gets the whistle, approaches the football. This one a high, deep kick, fielded at the 5. Segling coming to the center of the field, getting behind his wedge. He's hit at the 15 and dropped as his forward momentum falling forward maybe gains him an extra couple of yards, but great coverage by the Little Hawk special teams. He had what looked like a little bit of daylight there. It closed down in a hurry.
Yeah, with a lot of height on your kick and the speed that City High has, they're getting down there, they're covering the ball. Again, they've got Wahlert backed up. They're inside their own 20. Starting at the 16, 17-yard line.
And you've got to credit the hang time by Fisher. If that's a low line drive kick, he probably picks up 5 to 10 yards at least.
Yep.
Out of the eye, Mottet and McCarron behind Reedy. They send a man in motion. That's Himes, far to near side. Long count. Handoff goes to McCarron up the gut. Towards through a hole across the 20 and down to the 22.
That young man's pretty quick. McCarron, very quick. Small again, very small, hiding behind that big offensive line of his.
Cody Claybaugh did a good job to wrap him up at the ankles and drop him, but not before he picks up 5 yards. And that's really what Wahlert has been lacking. Good positive yardage on first downs.
Right. It's a good way to start it out for Wahlert to pick up.
Again, out of the eye. Twins to the near side. Now they'll send McCarron in motion from the tailback spot. He's in motion to the far side. Reedy, handoff to the fullback, going absolutely nowhere. Trying to go off of right tackle. Cody Claybaugh there again to plug up the. And Brett Mottet, if he's lucky, no gain on the play.
No, I think it was an actual loss of about 2 there on that play. Great surge by the defensive line of City High.
Yeah,
Great surge.
They'll spot it at the 20. You're absolutely right, Coach. -2 on the carry. Brings up 3rd and 7. And certainly you'd think of passing down as Segling and Hines wide to the near side. Strong side to the left. Stoffel at fullback. Reedy will pitch to McCarron on kind of a mini sweep, and nothing doing as he tries to work around left end. Very conservative play call.
I was surprised by that. Very surprised by that. You had Phil Kinney in on the tackle there, came up and made a great stop. You can just sense, Brent, that both teams, the intensity's picked up, and now they're both settled into the ball game right now. It's going to be a great battle the rest of the night.
Gain of a long 2 on that play will bring up 4th down and 6. And with it, Pat McAuliffe to punt for the 3rd time this evening. Rocca standing deep as Sabres very nearly gets a hand on this one again. Rocca will field it at his own 40. Gets a good block, a flag down as he heads to the far sideline across midfield. Still on his feet, more laundry flying as he works his way down to the 40. And we'll wait for the men in stripes to sort this one out, but both those locations are where those flags were thrown. You got to wince if you're Dan Sabres, and almost in the spot where you see a clip or an illegal block.
Yep, illegal block. It's going to come back. Back them up. This will be the first time they'll start within their own territory, though.
I believe, just the 2nd penalty on the evening for City High?
Yes.
Just the 3rd in this ball game. And even with that said, you still have to credit Phil Rocca. He looked much better, much more confident, much more in charge on that punt return.
Right. He caught the ball in the air and started making positive yards right away. He didn't dance, go side to side.
4th offensive series. City High will start on their own side of the 50-yard line. 8:40 left to go in the first half. City High 6, Dubuque Wahlert nothing. 1st and 10 from their own 38. As we switch footballs, now the whistle sounds. Kennedy brings him up to the line of scrimmage. The strong side will be to the right. On play action, Kennedy almost trips on the tailback's feet, fires downfield, laying out as the ball caught, interception. Segling lays out at the 40-yard line. He was going deep for Grenko. Grenko about 4 or 5 yards past Segling. That one not a very tight spiral. I don't think Kennedy really got a good grip on it, but still a tremendous catch by Segling to pick it off.
It was a very good catch. The ball was underthrown a little bit. He had the time back there. It just wasn't thrown quite far enough. Well, now it's time for the City High defense to step up again and see if they can do a 3 and out.
From their own 40. Second turnover of the ball game by the Little Hawks. Golden Eagles take over trailing 6-0. Hines in motion, near to far side. Reedy, handoff to McCarron, hit in the backfield by Sabers and dropped at the 38.
Sabers was not even touched there. He went right through absolutely untouched and made a big play.
Brandon McCarron's got to be wondering, what have I got to do to get a little daylight? He rushed for almost 200 yards last week against Cedar Rapids Jefferson. Unofficially, I've got him 7 carries for 14 yards in the early going. Just 2 yards a pop. And with it, a loss on that play makes it 2nd and 12. Under 8 minutes now left to go in the first half. Reedy dropping back on play action. Fires across the middle, nearly picked off. Tried to thread the needle. I believe that was McCarron coming out of the backfield. Nice defensive coverage. Altmaier was back, as was Phil Kenny. I think it was Kenny that got his mitts on that, but couldn't quite haul it in.
Both Kenny and Altmaier are right there. They both had a good shot at it. Just a little bit out of the reach, but great defensive coverage. And again, once again, Sabers was in there putting pressure on the quarterback.
And once again, 3rd and long. And the aerial attack does not appear to be a strong suit of Dubuque Wahlert's.
Not right now. City High's putting a lot of pressure on. Don't have a lot of time back there.
Kenny surveys the defense as he's got the strong side to the right. He'll roll out. It's a pitch. McCarron gets the ball at the 40. Met by Altmaier at the 42. Ran right into a brick wall. Coach, we could even hear the helmets pop up here. It looked like he had a seam, and all of a sudden, Altmaier came up and blew him a kiss.
Yes, he did. That was a big-time hit. He put a hit on him, and you could almost feel the jolt up here as it hit. There was no forward progress after that one.
My goodness. That'll bring up 4th down and 6. Those have got to be the toughest yards that McCarron has picked up so far this season. McAuliffe, or is this Paulson? It is Paulson now in to do the punting chore, standing at his own 31. Oh, it's blocked! Altmaier's got a hand on it, and the ball will be down at the 33-yard line. Laid out, they've come close twice, and this time City High Special Teams comes up with the block.
They were very concerned with Sabers. Both the blocking backs for the punter went and tried to cover Sabers and let Altmaier sneak right through there.
They'll spot it at the 34, 1st and 10 for City High, leading 6-0. They've been here on 4 separate occasions. 2 field goals and a fumble. We'll see what they can do on their 4th possession inside Dubuque Wahlert's 35. Kennedy will off to Kenny. Spin move. Works his way back towards the center and falls forward. We'll see where his knee went down. Close to the 30. They'll spot it at the 31.
Boy, it just looks like he's almost a half a step slow right now. And there was a seam there off to the right. He tried to spin off and get into it and just didn't quite make it in time.
Well, we'd love to see time of possession in this first half.
Oh,
City is chewing up the clock, yet they've only got a 6-point lead. Would be a huge boost here to pick up more points, preferably those in the end zone. As the pitch, the power sweep going right side. Kenny inside the 30, the 25, and dropped at the 20 as he still worked his way inside the 20-yard line. They put that Z-back or H-back Sabers in motion. How would you like to run behind 6'5", 240 pounds?
I'd love it. I would love it.
Kenny showing some speed, though, once he finally got into the open field, and the ball will be spotted. Oh, my. they'll say at the 20-yard line, so apparently that's where his knee hit, but still a pretty good pickup of about 11 yards.
City High, you can feel the electricity starting to flow with them.
As they head up to the line of scrimmage, strong side to the left on this play. 1st and 10 from the 20, Sabres in motion. They'll run the sweep near side. Kenny inside the 20, dropped at the 16. And right now, City High saying, forget passing, we're going to go with some power ball here.
That's right. It looked like the same play that they ran before, just coming back to the other side. Good power football right there. They're saying, here's our play, come stop us.
Gain of about 4. 6 carries unofficially for 17 yards for Kenny on the evening. But more importantly, establishing a ground game. Through the early part of this contest, mainly through the first quarter, they went to the air. Grenko will line up wide to the near side. Sabres is the man. Rocco, check that, Tony Sturgill to the far side, and we've got a shovel pass to Kenny. Trying to turn the corner on the right side. He dances his way inside the 15 before he's brought down at about the 13.
I think Wahlert really senses right now that City High is just going to run. They're not going to pass the ball. They've got 10 guys within 3 to 4 yards of the line of scrimmage.
On trying to loosen up this Wahlert defense, the last 3 carries have been outside the hash marks.
Right. And by doing that, Wallert's going to have to loosen up, and if they don't loosen up, they're going to pay the price.
And a good ISO might not be a bad call. 3rd and 4. City High looking to move the chains and go 1st and goal. Handoff will go to Kenny up the gut, nothing doing. Reverses his field, now kicks it to the outside. It's a foot race to the end zone inside the 5. Dives, touchdown!
What a play, what a play.
Play looked like it was designed to go off of right guard, nothing there. Kenny immediately identified it. You can't coach speed.
Nope.
And he just showed the Jets as it was a dead sprint around the right end. The last 5 of it airborne, and Phil Kenny gives the Hawks 6 points.
Like you said, that's all instinct. There was nothing there off the right guard. He saw an opening to the outside. He skirted out there, got there, found the corner. Give him 6. Put it up on the board.
Point after, as what we've got time being called here.
I think timeout by City High. I think they want to discuss this and decide, do we want to go for 1 or do we want to go for 2?
Well, if you go for 2, obviously, it's 2 scores with the conventional point after.
Right.
But up 12-0 with the way your defense has been playing, knowing that you may very well have a short field for at least 1 more possession, do you want to go ahead and go for 2 here, or is this, again, just purely a judgment call?
I think it's purely a judgment call. You know, if you've got 13, does it really help you? You know, does it really help you? I say go for 2. Let's try to get 14. That way it puts the pressure on Wahlert if they can score.
Well, they're still discussing it along the City High sidelines.
You know, a lot of coaches put together charts before the season ever starts or before the game ever starts. If the score is this is what I want to do. If it's that, this is what I want to do. And, you know, very well City High could have that done too.
They will go for 2. They will come out. Alex Fisher tossing the tee over to the City High sideline. We'll see what they come with here. Again, the ball being spotted. 2.5-yard line. Out of the eye. Strong side to the left. Sabres in motion near the far side. Bootleg. Kennedy rolling out. He will stroll untouched into the end zone. Oh!
He took a hit.
Boy, he took kind of a wide angle. I thought he would either continue to go to the far sideline or just lower his shoulder. I don't want to say he eased up and downshifted, but he stayed up, and that allowed the defense to close. He got bent back as he crossed the goal line. He appears to be okay, but boy, you've got to hold your breath when your starting quarterback takes a lick like down here. Dubuque Wahlert has had 5 possessions. And normally you would think that's either very good or very bad. They have punted or had a blocked punt on 4 of those 5. The other intercepted as Fisher booms this one down to about the 2.5-yard line. Segling picks it up behind the wedge, out past the 15, the 20, still on his feet, the 25, and across the 30, down at the 31.
That was a deep kick, but he didn't have the height that he has had on all his other kicks, which allowed for that good return there. Makes a big difference.
4:17 left to go in the first half. John Nost will have our halftime report for you. previewing the Iowa State matchup at Jack Trice Stadium in Ames on Saturday. Hawks looking to break a 5-game losing streak. And with it, maybe even jump up a few more spots in the polls.
How about that?
1st and 10 from their own 30. Reedy with a long count. Hines goes in motion to the near side. Handoff goes to McCarron. Nothing doing off of right tackle. Tries to get it outside. Stumbled, though. It looked like he might have tripped up on his own lineman's feet, and he falls forward for a short gain, maybe 1 on the play. But right now, fair to say, Coach, City High has established themselves in the trenches.
Yes, they have, very much so, offensively and defensively. They might bend a little bit, allow a few yards here and there, but they're not going to give up the big one.
2nd and 9. Segling wide to the near side. Looks like Hines. Check it. Kramer wide to the far side. Out of the eye. They'll work the strong side to the left. That's where they'll run McCarron, and nothing doing. Maybe on second effort, out to the 32 for a gain of a short 1. But again, Alex Fisher just munching on Golden Eagle running backs out of that middle linebacker spot so far this evening.
We have heard his name mentioned quite a few times this evening. Alex is having a great game. Leading the defense.
3rd and 8. Boy, if you're Dubuque Wahlert, you got to continually wonder what in the heck's going on. Every time you look up, you're at 3rd and long. And they'll go with twins to the far side in Hines and Segling. Kenny with a straight drop. Has some time, fires out into the flat. It's complete to the fullback. He dodges one man. Ball is loose, and it looks like the Little Hawks have it. Is that number 32? Greg Altmaier came up and absolutely popped the fullback, Brett Monnett. It popped loose, and a huge defensive play leads to another turnover for City High.
Greg Altmaier came up and made a hit that is nothing but big time, nothing short of big time. I tell you what, he put a lick on that guy, and he fell directly back on his back, and the ball squirted right out. What a big time hit.
Big time play, and we'll see if the Little Hawks can capitalize. 2:45 left to go in the first half. They lead at 14-0, 1st and 10 from the Golden Eagle 25. Strong side to the left. Kennedy barking out the signals. Out of the eye. Handoff will go to Kenny. Left side, flag thrown. We may have holding on the play.
Yeah, I believe we do.
Squirms his way back to the line of scrimmage, maybe plus a couple, but it looks like the ball.
Dan Sabers has to be extremely pleased with how this offense is performing tonight.
You know, it's just blue collar across the board. We talk about this offense. They've had a short field to work with, though. They ought to thank the defense. A couple of key turnovers, short fields, a blocked punt. This is just blue collar style football.
Yeah, nothing fancy at all. Nothing fancy.
1st and 22 from the spot of the infraction. The ball sits on the Golden Eagle 37. On play action, Kennedy dropping back, fires across the middle, complete to Sabers, down at the 25-yard line. Forward momentum before he's finally dropped at the 22, and that's just past the original line of scrimmage, but certainly second and a lot more manageable.
Very good. Sabers is a nice big target. You know, looking at 6'5", 230 pounds. He just gets out there in the middle, finds a seam, puts his hands up, and pulls that thing right in. Does a great job.
And he's not running any special routes.
No.
I mean, he's crossing across, or making it across the middle. 15 yards on the completion. Makes it 2nd down, and they'll call it 8. Maybe my math's off. From the 23, that would be why, as Kennedy drops back, fires out in the flat, just past the outstretched arms of Ryan Grenko. And a flag being thrown by the back judge. Well, second time we've seen that, the timing just a little off. Did we have a flag, or was that a marker?
Must have been a marker. I don't see a flag out.
We saw it with 3rd and 8 from the Dubuque Wahlert 23. Ball sits on the near hash. Sturgill wide to the near side. Knight to the far side will have movement. I'm not sure. Rock and Sturgill to the far side. Grenko near side. There's Rocca.
Flag.
Back at Dalzell Field in Dubuque, a minute 25 left to go in the first half. On 3rd and 13, Ryan Kennedy went for the whole 9 yards. He went for the end zone to Andy. I wonder if Andy has any eligibility left. Dad, I'm sure, probably very proud, but he's busy putting out fires. He laid out for it, but a late flag will be pass interference against Dubuque Wahlert, much to the chagrin of the Golden Eagle faithful. That's a tough call.
That's a tough call. You hate to see that this late, but it was great defense. He was there, and contact was made.
So they'll march it off from the line of scrimmage, but this should be a first down, as the ball will now be spotted at the 14-yard line.
So half the distance to the goal there.
And now, if you're City High, a lot more options in that playbook.
Yep. First and goal. Minute.
Say 21 down at the half. City High coaching staff trying to get the play in from the far sideline here. I believe Kennedy waiting for the official's whistle here. Signals to his team now. The strong side to the left. Sabres, and it looks like Rocca wide to the far side. Out of the eye. Worth goes in motion. Oops, he went forward and then came back laterally. That's going to be illegal. 1st and 15. Has the aroma of some popcorn coming up through the press box here.
Smells good.
Yeah, it does. I'm not much on it, but I can tell you, maybe at the half here, Coach. 1st and 15, a long count. Kennedy, 2-step drop. Fires off his back foot. He's got a man open. Sabres complete inside the 5, down to the 4. It looked like he was just launching that one up, trying to get rid of it. And all of a sudden, Sabres reaching up high with that 6'5" frame, pulls it down with his fingertips. And the Hawks looking at first. That is Sabres' 3rd catch of the evening for 36 yards, averaging 12 a pull-in. 1st and goal, they'll call it from the 3. Kenny gets the call right side, hit in the backfield, keeps those legs pumping. Does not look like he'll pick anything up here, and now timeout being called by City High as we've got 44. Everybody up in the box. Out of the eye. Kennedy, handoff goes to the up back. I believe that's Worth, or is it Altmaier? Can't tell. 32.
32.
It's Altmaier, and he is short. Clock continues to run. 3rd and goal from the 1. 26 seconds left to go. Altmaier gets the carry again. Left tackle, and he's in.
It's a good call. Good hard run by Altmaier. I tell you what, that young man's doing it all tonight. Defensively and offensively. He's playing an outstanding game.
And City High, they didn't go to the huddle there, did they?
No,
they
they
came
did
right
not.
back up to the line of scrimmage. Just slam off the left side, and he walked literally untouched into the end zone. And Fisher on to attempt the extra point. Snap, spot is down, kick is up. Boy, that's got more than enough leg.
Yes, he does.
He is feeling it. So at the 23-second mark in the first half, City with some much-needed insurance. 21-0 now our score. But you hate to say Fisher marching off the steps. 23 1/10 left here to go in the first half. Takes a run at the football. High, deep kick. This one, will it be returnable? It's in the end zone, and Segling. High school rules do not permit a return out of the end zone. We'll see if Wahlert decides to play it close to the vest, count their losses and lick their wounds, or if they maybe try and open it up and see if they can't get something here in the final 23 seconds. Wahlert, and no completions. Patrick Reedy does not appear to have the strongest arm, but by the same token, City High really playing deep as the pitch sweep near side. McCarron dropped in the backfield. Was that Kenny?
That's
Altmaier.
Altmaier.
Number 32. He is just a man on a mission tonight.
He's having an outstanding ball game.
No gain on the play, and that will be the final of the first half. Wahlert will not come up to the line of scrimmage. The buzzer will sound, and City High, with an impressive first half of play, defensively oriented, will take a 21-0 lead into the locker room. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. A 2-minute break. We're back with your halftime report. Caring. next 12 minutes.
Take advantage of it, get the ball, let's drive down the field, let's chew up a little clock in the process, put another score on the board, and
really force Wahlert to alter its game plan.
Absolutely. You know, what, 3 passes you said in the first half, they're going to have.
Now getting set to put a foot into it. It looks like Paulson, a very high, very short kick. This will be fielded by an up back at the 25-yard line, working his way forward across the 30. I believe that was Nick Lombardi, a reserve offensive and defensive lineman, number 53, that came down with it.
He hugged that ball like it was his baby. He was not going to let go of that thing.
I stand corrected here. Adam Collins is number 53. Would help to look at the correct roster. My apologies, Adams. I noticed, or Collins, he wasn't walking off the field. I immediately knew that I should have opened my eyes a little bit better, but still pretty decent field position from their own 32, 1st and 10. Little Hawks will start off the second half. Kenny gets the call, hit in the backfield as he crosses the 30. Drugged down, maybe back to the line of scrimmage.
I think he's going to end up a yard or 2 short.
See where the spot is here. 30, well, boy, they're going to spot it at about the 32 and a half, 31 and a half.
Yep.
Maybe a loss of a half a yard, but it'll still stay at 2nd down and 10 on the board.
That last play, Wahlert really pinned their ears back and came charging.
Out of the eye. Counter play goes to Kenny, tries the left side, nothing doing this time. Back to the line of scrimmage again before he's finally brought down. Dubuque Wahlert and Andy Luffelholtz, the big defensive end, wrapped him up, nowhere to go.
You know, sometimes, Brent, it's hard to come back out in the second half and get your team going when you're up 21-0. Sometimes those kids think things are going well.
My guess is if they can't do it themselves, there's a coaching staff on the far sideline that might have a little something to say to them.
Yep.
3rd and 10 from the 32. Kennedy with a straight drop, getting some pressure. Fires deep down the near side, overthrows his intended receiver, Sabers. And I'm not sure if quarterback and wide receiver were on the same page that time. It looked like Sabers was about to cut in on a post, run a short route. And Kennedy was lofting one up down the far sideline, and Sabres tried to kick it into a 2nd gear, but couldn't track it down.
Kennedy had quite a bit of pressure on him that time from number 77, Andy Lofton-Holtz.
Well
so
said.
he had to get rid of it quickly.
So for the first time this evening, the Little Hawks will punt. This should be Kennedy, and the snap is high. And actually, this is DP Iman. He gets away a very high but a very short kick.
Favorable bounce.
Takes a huge city high bounce across midfield, inside the 40 and down to the 36. And I'm not so sure, granted we're not on top of it, the officials have the best angle, but I'm not so sure that didn't hit a Little Hawk running down in coverage.
It may have. It looked close. It bounced right in between all of them.
But still, Dubuque Wahlert will take over with pretty good field position. 1st and 10 from their own 37. They trail 21-0. Kinney hands off to McCarron. Works his way off of right guard, just north-south running as he's out close to the 40. They'll mark it at the 39. Gain of a short 2.
That was a tough run. We'll see what Wahlert comes out with here.
Correct me if I'm wrong. The line of scrimmage was the 37, right?
It looks more like about the 36, maybe.
Okay, so we'll give him credit for a long 3. And add 1 more yard to his totals. 12 carries for 25 yards. As on play action, Reedy rolling out to the near side, fires across the middle, tipped, and a collision downfield. Rob Gilligan, the tight end, was at midfield, and he took a lick. Not sure if that ball was catchable. Dubuque Wahlert fans wanting pass interference. No flag is forthcoming.
I think that ball is very catchable. Number 20, who do we have? Nick Mullenbrunch? Not sure I pronounced that. Okay, Mullenbrunch. Yeah, put a good lick on him. Just as the ball was entering his hands, came in and put the good hit on him.
Well, at 5'11", 145, he is not what you'd call a beefy linebacker.
No, not at all.
Speed, a cover man. But boy, he showed us there. Not afraid to lay the wood. 3rd and 6 from the 40. The pitch will come to McCarron, left side. Tracked down from behind and dropped in the backfield by Sabres.
You know, I was wondering, Brent, before the game started, if Sabres had any speed. And to track down McCarron like that, he's got the speed needed to play Big Ten football.
They'll drop him back to about the original line of scrimmage. A loss of 3 on the play, and it will bring up 4th down and 9. Boy, that defensive line for City High still looking impressive. And remember, City High has blocked a punt so far this evening. As
beautiful punt.
Beauty. Reedy spiraling. This one all the way back inside the 15. Finally picked up, trying to reverse his field, but not much happening for Mullenbrook. Good coverage, but that one about as pretty a punt as you're ever going to see.
That was a great punt. I'd say it went good 45 yards in the air. Went right over their heads. It's hard to backpedal and catch a punt. You can always run up on it, but it's hard to backpedal.
Short, maybe 2 on the return. It will be shy of the 20-yard line, though. We'll call it the 17 for City High. 3 and out on their first offensive series to start the second half. We'll see what they can do here. Grenko wide to the far side. Strong side will be to the left. Slot to the right out of the I formation. Kennedy barking out the signals. Long count. Handoff will go to Kenny right side. Working his way across the 20. Falls forward to the 21.
And once again, City High, they're looking at their offensive line. They're wanting them to carry them through on this.
They'll spot it at the 20, so 3 yards on the play. 2nd and 7 as the clock continues to tick. Under 8.5 left to go in the third quarter. Well, you got to figure if you're Dubuque Wahlert here again, 3 and out, and you quite possibly get another short field to work with. City, of course, would love a time-consuming drive that chews up a lot of clock. One preferably that ends in a score. As Twins to the near side. Quick pitch. It looked like an option. Kenny sidesteps one man in the backfield. Reverses his field. Out across the 25. The ball is loose. Bodies flying everywhere. A lot of tugging going on, and we'll wait and see as they unscramble this pile. A couple of Wahlert players think they've got it, and they do.
You know, it looked like he really had that ball covered up extremely well. Mr. Kennedy had both hands over it, and it just somehow got punched out of there.
First big break of the second half goes to Wahlert on the turnover. They'll take over deep in City High territory. 1st and 10 from the 26.
Brent, this is the best field position they've had all night long. We'll see if they can capitalize on it.
They have yet to run more than 3 plays in any one offensive series so far tonight. Handoff goes to McCarron. Stutter steps inside the 25 down to the 24. That play designed to get a lot more, and right now on second effort, he's just picking up a couple here, a couple there.
That's right. They had both guards pulling on that play, trying to create a big gap, a big opening, and it just wasn't there. City High is closing extremely well.
Gain of 3 on the play for McCarron.
The Little Hawk 24.
2nd and 7. See if they continue to go with their bread and butter power football. Into the teeth of a wind that's starting to pick up a little bit here. You can probably hear it over our crowd mic. Out of the eye. Reedy drops back, fires a quick one down the near side. It's complete. Adam Kramer inside the 20 to the 16.
They're real close to a first down here.
First completion of the evening. In 5 attempts. They will say short, though. Not quite enough. They needed 7. Looks like they got about 6. 3rd and 1. You've got to figure 4-down territory here. And City will make it immaterial as Michael Sabers was thinking about coming right up that A gap and laying the wood to somebody. Guilty of encroachment. Crosses the neutral zone. A free 5 will move the chains for Dubuque Wahlert.
You know, as a coach, sometimes you question that, but yet he's being aggressive. He's being aggressive, playing good aggressive football.
1st and 10 from the Little Hawk 12. Again up out of the eye. Greedy dropping back, has time, hit as he lets go. This one to the far corner of the end zone, overthrows Gilligan. Running kind of a flag to the far corner. Would have taken a little bit more touch, and really Gilligan didn't look like he was moving very crisply.
Will they break is the question.
Twins to the far side. Segling and Kramer. Strong side is to the right as the ball sits on the near hash. Play action. Flipping it out in the flat. The ball is complete to Segling. Just shy of the goal line. Great touchdown saving tackle. I believe that was Tony Sturgill that grabbed him by the collar and made a check at number 82 instead of 15. Boy, I tell you what, I should have brought the binocs tonight, Coach.
It's hard to see out there.
Scott Knight, the free safety, kept him from crossing the goal line.
13-yard line.
Ball inside the 5. We'll call it at the 4. Make it 3rd and 1.
$390 goes to the winner.
Again, Jake Hines running in the play for Wahlert.
5, 2, 6, 0, 5, 2. Bring it up to the press box. Read it again later.
3rd down and 1. Ball sits at the 4-yard line. Handoff goes to the up back. Nothing going.
Loss.
Ben Weinshank. They tried a quick hitter, a slam off the right side, and he got stuck and thrown back.
City High brought them all. They shot the gaps and brought them all. It's going to be tough running here. Tough running.
Loss of 2 on the play. Unofficially 3 carries for -4 yards for Ben Weinshank this evening. Backup fullback just has not been able to get anything going. More importantly, 4th and 3 from the City High 5. The Wahlert offense has not been able to get anything going until now. But if they don't pick up at least 3, City High will stop this drive in its tracks. Coming in on a corner blitz, and Reedy cut and dropped behind at the 18-yard line. The ball looks like it pops loose, but it's immaterial. It will be turned over on downs either way.
Boy, you hate to see that if you're the Wahlert coach, Wahlert fans.
Loss of 15 on the play. Not only does it turn the ball over, but, Coach, it gives City High a little more breathing room.
Yes, it does, definitely.
1st and 10 from their own 18. We'll see if the offense can get something going here. Kennedy hands off to Kenny, working the right side. Boy, City High's defense not the only stingy one on the field.
I think Wahlert made some changes at halftime. They've come out here and they've starting to show some aggressiveness and not giving up the big plays on the run.
Spot will go to the 20. A hard-earned 2 yards for Kenny. 2nd down and 8. We're now under 4 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Rocca brings the play in from the sideline. He will be a wide out to the near side. Fisher. Check that, number 33. Yeah, Fisher lining up wide to the far side. A straight drop by Kennedy. Looking across the middle, complete to Sabers out in the flat. The 25, the 30, the 35, and still on his feet, pushed out of bounds around the 35. We'll wait and see. We've got 2 men in stripes standing about a couple yards apart from each other. The side judge on the far side will have the spot, and this one will go to the 37.
It's a big 1st down, gives them some breathing room now.
Boy, I like Michael Sabers' average here so far. 5, 15, 16, and 7 yards respectively on his 4 catches. Kennedy with a deep drop. Fires out near side, complete to Rocca. Across midfield, the 45, and a great open field tackle by the shoestrings. Nice job. And we got a flag in the backfield.
Yeah, we got holding.
Oh, my.
Coming all the way back.
Take away the huge gain. That ball inside Dubuque Wallert's 40, and it's coming back.
That's a tough one. You don't like to see those as a coach.
It was a strong, yet a finesse throw at the same time.
Yep, it was right to the receiver.
Had to cover a lot of ground, but still hit him right on the numbers. As the quick pitch near side, Kenny dodges one man, lowers the shoulder, spins across the 25, dropped out at the 27. On 1st and 23, that will pick him up about 5.
You know, Brent, going back to that previous pass play, you got to give all the credit in the world to that offensive line for City High. They're giving Kennedy all the time in the world just to stand back in that pocket, find his open receiver, and deliver the ball to him.
Well, he kind of needs it. I mean, no disrespect, but they don't have a Calvin Davis type of receiver in uniform this year, that speed burner, that track man that can cover a lot of ground and maybe allow you to get rid of the football a little bit sooner.
Right.
That offensive line will have to give Kennedy a little extra time. As he takes another straight drop. He's got some. Fires deep down the far side. Rocca with a fingertip catch at midfield, and he's down to the 45. What a catch.
Boy, he was very well covered, too. Just stretched up, grabbed the ball, pulled it down. Excellent catch.
I thought he overthrew his intended receiver. It did not look like he was the hot man in that route, but great reaction to the ball.
It was. Very good. And they actually had two receivers right in that same area, within 5 yards of each other, it looked like.
29 yards on the reception. There's the big play coming back for City High. 1st and 10 from the Golden Eagle 45. Under 2 minutes left to go in the third. Boy, this third has really burned away quickly.
Yes, it has.
Twins to the near side. It's Rocca and I believe Grenko. Another straight drop. Looking near side. Kennedy sets, fires, and caught by Grenko at the 35-yard line. Or did he? The officials will confer.
They're all looking at each other and they're not sure.
They'll say catch. They spotted at the 35.
It's a good diving catch.
Well, that should be close, if not for a first down. That's about 10 yards, isn't it?
It's very close. I'm surprised they're not measuring this.
Boy, they're not going to with 1:18 left to go. The ball was spotted at the 45. The nose of the football is inside the 35, but they'll say 2nd and 1. Here you might just expect to see Kenny off that left side. Kennedy instead will hand off to Worth. This one's just a slam off of right tackle. Didn't get much, but he didn't need it. Picks up the necessary yard to move the chains, and the clock will temporarily stop with the new first down.
That's a good job by Worth. Looks like he might be getting a little tight. He's out there stretching his legs a little bit. I don't know if some cramps are starting to set in a little bit for him or not. He's been doing an outstanding job blocking this evening.
Fisher out, Tony Sturgill in as he brings in the play. Now under a minute left to go in the third quarter. 1st and 10 from the Golden Eagle 34. Sturgill wide to the near side. Sabres and Grenko to the far. Out of the eye again. Kennedy on play action, rolling out far side, getting some pressure. Fires into the flat, complete to Worth. He's inside the 30, down to the 25. Did he get out of bounds or not? Clock stops, and it looks like he did.
First down.
Maybe that's why it's stopping
Move the
temporarily here. Where are they spotting the football? At the 24, exactly a 10-yard gain. Worth out of the backfield.
And that's another City High first down.
1st and 10 from the 24. City High breaks the huddle. Clock will start up with the snap of the football. Kennedy dropping back. The screen is on. They fire the bubble screen complete to Grenko at the 25, the 20. Hurdles another man inside the 15 and brought down around the 12. They tried it in the first half. It looked like the receiver ran the wrong route. But that time on that wide receiver screen, they got it. They got Wahlert biting, everybody coming in hard, and Grenko had a lot of room to run after the catch.
Kennedy's doing a great job of standing back there, backpedaling, being patient, waiting for the receiver to get open, and just dumping it out over the middle there.
And City apparently content to let the clock run out here in the third quarter. They are walking over to the sideline. They will not run another play with the wind at their back. Buzzer sounds, third quarter has come to an end. No scoring in that third 12 minutes of play, but with it, City High.
City scores here, it's over. They're not going to come back.
Start the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter underway at Dalzell Field. Iowa City High 21, Dubuque Wahlert nothing, and the Little Hawks looking to add to their lead. 1st and 10 from the Golden Eagle 11-yard line. Kennedy with a handoff to Kenny. Looked like a counter, but he broke it back against the grain. Play designed to go to the left side. He's inside the 10, down to about the 8. It'll be a short 3 on the play. Still, though, positive yardage, and right now, Coach, Dubuque Wallert's defense is clearly back on its heels.
Yes, they are. They've been on the field a tremendous amount of time this evening, and they're getting tired. They're wearing down. You just can't pound against these big guys all night long and expect to stay fresh on the field.
2nd and 7. Ball sits on the near hash. Receivers to the near side, out of the eye. Worth and Kenny in the backfield. Kenny gets the call straight up the gut, lowers the shoulder, but not much there. Matter of fact, it doesn't appear to be anything. As Kleffenholtz, also big number 61, Ryan Detmeyer, all 6'1", 255 pounds of him, both there to wrap him up.
Not a lot of surge by the offensive line on that play there.
So bring up 3rd down and 7 from the 8. Again, Little Hawks can pick up the 1st down without getting the touchdown. Although if you're going to go 7, why not go 8 and just go ahead and take the 6?
I'm sure that's what Coach Sabers thinks as well.
Possible pass play here. Sabers is the slot man to the near side. Grenko is wide also to the near side. Kennedy on play action, dropping back, has all day to throw. Sabers open in the end zone, touchdown. They lost him coming out of the backfield, and Kennedy did a great job there, Coach, of not getting rid of the football too soon.
Right.
He didn't sell it, and he allowed Sabers to go ahead and finish the route, and they have themselves 6.
Well, I don't know how Wahlert can lose such a big guy as like Sabers. You know, he came right out of the backfield there, coming across right behind the line, went over to the left side of the end zone there, and nobody around him. Great hands for a big guy.
Very. Fisher on to attempt the point after. Looking to make it 28-0. Kennedy the holder. Well, you think Alex Fisher, he could kick the team bus back to City High tonight. That one cleared the track, and if the fence hadn't been there, it probably would still be going right now.
I think so. May have landed in the baseball field. West isn't even missing Coleman right now, are they?
I don't think so. Winchell's doing a good job. Okay, so much for his wall getting over there. What in the world was that?
I think he kicked it so far off the side he couldn't get back over to it.
Alex Fisher kicking off from left to right on your radio dial for City High after their touchdown, 28-0. The lead right now for the Little Hawks. Aaron Segling had a long way to go to come over to the near sideline. Really could not get back behind his wedge. Brought down at the 21 for the 3rd offensive series here in the 2nd half for the Golden Eagles. Then he dropping back to pass, fires out in the flat. He was going for Jake Hines and just plain overthrew him. Coach, it's clear Reedy does not feel comfortable when he drops back.
Now, City High, that defensive line's just putting a tremendous amount of pressure on him, and he doesn't have time to really.
They haven't really rolled him out, or for that matter, done anything on the ends. They've pretty much been pitching when they've tried to work it.
Yeah, I think a rollout would work, but
we'll see. Play action on the draw. Handoff goes to McCarron, nothing doing up the right side. Tries to work it around the right end. Second effort and some good speed gets him across the 15 down to the 16.
Out to the 26.
Pardon me, 26. That's what happens when you get up at 3:30 every morning for 2 weeks in a row. My apologies. Still, it's going to bring up 3rd down here. About 5 to go.
Another big play for City High defense. You still want to do it 3 and out.
Twins to the far side. Twins to the near side. One back. Reedy dropping back. 3 steps. Batted down by Sabers as he was trying a quick out. Looked like Segling was running just a quick sideline pattern. But All 6'5", 239 pounds of Michael Sabers up in front of that football. And again, Dubuque Wahlert will be forced to punt.
I'll tell you what, Sabers and Altmaier are having a wonderful game tonight. Senior leadership. It's what coaches like to count on.
This looks like Reedy back to punt at his own 14. They're coming after him again. This one a low line drive kick fielded by Rocca up the near side. The 45, the 50, across the 40, inside the 35, and a flag down. 3 of them to be exact on the near side, and we will probably have an illegal block clip. And sad part is you got a feel for Ryan Grenko. He was up there trying to make a block, get in the way, but really by the time the block was made and the flag was thrown, Rocca was probably about a good 3 or 4 yards past.
Right. It's just these kids want to be out in the field. They want to make something happen, and sometimes they make a poor decision. It's an aggressive mistake. That's what it ends up.
Field position is concerned. We'll take it. 1st and 10 from their own 46. Again, they lead it by 4 touchdowns, 28-0.
Brent, it looks like we got a new quarterback here.
I believe this is DP Iman, number 13. 6 foot, 161-pound junior. Looks like Worth is the fullback. Kenny will be your tailback. They'll check it. It's Taylor. Flag in the City High backfield as the pitch goes to Taylor. He is swarmed over. Detmeyer there to pull him down. But illegal procedure. Illegal motion, actually, the call.
Right.
Against City High.
It's good to see that Wallert's still swarming on defense, being aggressive, coming after it.
It's a matter of pride.
You bet.
Penalty will be declined, as it looks like Wahlert will be more happy to take the loss on the play. Second and 13. First loss on carry for a loss this evening for Taylor. 34 yards unofficially. Ball rests on the near hash. Iman barking out the signals. Counter, nope, it's play action. Near side, fires downfield, complete. He's got it to Fisher inside the 40, still on his feet, and down at the 36.
Fisher did a good job after he ran his route. He was right at the sideline, curled back in, found a seam, and got the ball.
Team that will be a first down.
It's nice to see him continue to move this ball.
They got just what they needed for a first down there, it looks like. Whoops. Accidentally crediting Iman's completion to Kennedy. Sorry, DP. It's now officially now in the books. Worth gets the call on a belly play, right side, as he works his way from the 37 inside the 35. And City High will be more than content right now, it looks like, Coach, to just go ahead and grind out some yardage.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. Grind out the yardage, grind out the clock. You don't want to leave time on for Wahlert. Clock is Wallert's worst enemy right now.
2nd and 8. We're under 8 minutes left to go in this one. Iman will walk him up to the line of scrimmage. Sabers, and it looks to be Grenko wide to the far side. Worth and Taylor. The pitch will go to Taylor around left side. Gets a nice block from Worth, but still great pursuit as he tries to cut it back against the grain. And he is dropped for about a loss of 1 on the play to the 36.
That was great pursuit by the Wahlert defense. Did a great job pursuing the ball. Wasn't anything there for him at all.
Looked like something was there for a second. And actually, Worth had come up and stuck his man, but this Wahlert defense is quick as well as being big.
They are.
3rd and 7. Rocca wide near side. Also in, Brent Jen. Iman rolling out near side, getting some pressure, flushed out of the pocket. Fires downfield, ball tipped, it is picked off. Segling out to the 25, and that's where he's dropped by number 53, Adam Collins. The ball was tipped, might have been a little high, but certainly you would think catchable.
Under pressure. It's hard to get that ball down. Sometimes it likes to fly on you.
1st and 10 from their own 25. Well, you would figure past the opportunity to go ahead and make a comeback here, as this one dropping back, and Reedy nearly gave it away. Number 61, a white jersey. That is Andrew McKay. Almost had himself an interception and quite possibly 6.
Yeah.
There was nobody in front of him down that far sideline.
30-yard jog to the end
Yep.
zone.
Andrew, time, I don't think Coach Sabers or any of the other assistants can say we didn't get the absolute best effort that we should and we're expecting tonight. 2nd and 10 from the 25. On the option, the pitch comes to McCarron near side, cuts it back against the grain into the open field, across the 30, still on his feet, squeezes between 2 men, across the 40 and down to the 45. First time this evening he's really been able to get into the open field, and now you get a glimpse of that 200-yard running attack from last weekend.
He's got quick speed. And once again, you know, he's a small little guy. He hides behind that big offensive line, finds the seam, and he takes off very quick.
We got here about 20 yards on that carry. It will help pad the stats.
You bet.
16 carries for 50 yards for Brandon McCarron this evening, but it's coming too little too late right now. Clock continues to run, under 6.5 minutes left to go in the ball game. Dropping back to pass on a quick hitter. Reedy on a quick slant to Himes. He's across midfield and dropped just shy of the Iowa City 45. Where has that play been all night?
Well, that hasn't been there.
10 yards on the completion.
Another first down.
Well, Wahlert's offense gaining just a little momentum here. A little extra spring in their step as they come up to the line of scrimmage. This drive is more about pride than coming back and winning the ball game. As McCarron gets the call right side,
nice
he
hit.
is absolutely leveled. My goodness. 86. Sean, I believe it's Hosseini.
Big hit coming up there. Goodness sakes.
You wouldn't expect any less effort from 2nd and 3rd stringers, even though this game's well in hand at 28-0 with 5.5 left to go.
Nope, it's all City Hyde pride right now. That's what it's built on. It's the tradition.
2nd and 10, no gain on that play. Maybe a few butterflies and a few stars for McCarron. Out of the eye, twins to the near side. Reedy, straight drop, getting pressured. Tucks it away, lobs one deep downfield. He's got a man wide open and overthrows Derek Kopp at the 15. Flag in the Wahlert backfield. He was wide open.
He was very wide open.
Looks like cleanly played.
It has been very cleanly played. Penalties have come from just mistakes.
Ball backed up to the 36, 2nd and 29 from the Golden Eagles side of the field. Reedy with a deep drop, Reedy out into the
Screen
flat. Screen is complete to his fullback, out across the 40, down to the 43-yard line as Luke Stoffel will try and gain some of it back.
Screen pass to Stoffel.
It's a good job by the.
You're only one play away from being called on. 2nd, make it 3rd and 21. Reedy dropping back, getting pressured, blindsided, doesn't see it coming, hit as he lets the ball go, and that will be an incomplete pass. And very fortunate, as he was about one step away from being leveled by Dave Maher.
Dave did a good job. He showed a little bit of speed there.
As a quarterback, get rid of the football.
Very lucky.
As he will stand back at his own 32 to punt. Standing deep to receive. I believe it's Phil Kenny. Is that number 22? It is. A very high and very short punt that takes a City High roll. Now it straightens out and favors Wahlert a bit, as it will be down at about the 32.
Well, we've got 3:52 left in the clock. I'm sure we'll see a lot of new faces on the.
Your new quarterback will be DP Iman, number 13, so he's on for his 2nd offensive series. Out of the eye, twins to the near side, strong side to the left. Long count, the pitch will come near side. Trying to get a number, I believe that's 37, is that Taylor? It is. And Taylor hit behind the line of scrimmage Knee brought down
Taylor takes
at around the 28.
credit
And
to
that'll be a
Jackson.
loss of a good
Taylor
4
grabs
yards.
Yep. It's hard to get outside on this Wahlert defense. They've got good speed. Pursuit of the ball extremely well.
Well, this has got to be a frustrating evening for Coach Kaloran and the Dubuque Wahlert Golden Eagles. Barring a quick turnover and score, they will be shut out this evening, 28-0. But boy, this defense is going to shut down a lot of MVC teams
Yes,
this
they
year.
will.
Hyman hands off, up back, number 34. Ball goes to Josh Nelson, 5'10", 226-pound senior. Timing wasn't quite what they probably wanted it to be on that play, but good second effort. And again, as you see, every handoff, these City High running backs never stop pumping those legs.
No.
Second, make it 3rd and 11. 2.5 minutes left to go in the contest. Hyman. Whoa, play fake, or is that a busted play? He'll keep it. He'll head around the far side. 35, 40. Kicks it into a second gear and pushed out of bounds as he crosses the 45 to the 42. Was that a designed bootleg, or was that a busted play?
I think it's a busted play.
Bootlegger on the left side.
With the
Taken
timing,
out
and as
by
you would
Derek
expect of
Brown.
those second and third stringers in that backfield, just
Just
not
shy of
quite
first down yardage, 4th and 1.
up to par.
Little Hawk.
So a quick discussion on the City High sidelines. Kopp dropping back at his own 30. Are they? Well, they've got a man out wide here. Remember, Hyman is the backup quarterback, but why you'd fake it as he gets one away, high and relatively deep under pressure. Kopp fields it at the 30 and dropped at the 27. Nice open field tackle. Turn around, young man. Let me get your number. I still can't get a number on him. 81. That is Brent Jen.
Danny Lake was also in on that tackle as well. 5'9" junior.
Yep, 207 in the second half allowed to City High, but when you fall down early, 21-0, makes it awful tough on yourself.
That it does.
1st and 10 from their own 28. We've got a new quarterback in. This will be Patrick O'Connor. As he hands off right side. I believe it's McCarron. No, it's Paulson. Ben Paulson. Approaching a minute and a half left to go in the game. O'Connor with a deep drop. Fires out toward the sideline. Incomplete. Going for, I believe, Kevin O'Connor. Might be his brother. Couldn't make the connection.
No, they don't.
O'Connor. Rolling out near side. Getting some pressure. Fires across his body. Just kind of lobs this one in the direction of his intended receiver. Kevin O'Connor overthrows him. And that'll bring up 4th down.
As the punt team enters the field.
Reedy will punt. Standing at his own 20. They're coming after him. Oh, this one's a beauty. High, deep, all the way back. Jim will pick it up inside his own 10. Trying to shuck and jive, dodge a defender. Works his way back out to the 16 before he's brought down.
Brent, that was about a 60-yard pump before he finally got his hands on it.
Why was he not putting a foot into the ball to start the game? You wonder.
Nice boot.
Several weeks off in the distance, and I know neither coach going to be thinking about it until the week of practice. 1st and 10 from their own 16, and a new quarterback lining up behind center. Keaton Jones, 5'11", 187-pound junior. And we've got a flag, whistle, and it looks like a penalty against City High. Ryan Fitch, backup offensive lineman. Out of the eye on 1st and 15 from their own 11. Handoff will go to the up back, working his way out across the 15 to the 16. Trying to get a number on the young man. Number 25, Jesse Miller. Well, under a minute, got a good look at what they, I think, expected to be their team's performance last week.
Right.
And serving notice to the rest of the conference. Handoff goes to the tailback. Nothing doing inside. Tries to work it outside. Kind of skirting the line of scrimmage. Josh Nelson gains himself about 2 or 3.
It's nice to see this offensive line still pushing forward, doing a good job.
18 seconds and counting. City does not need to run another play.
I think it's time to write this one in the books.
Both clubs will even their records. City with the win, 1-1. Wahlert with the loss, 1-1. Final score, Iowa City High 28, Dubuque Wahlert nothing. 2-minute timeout, a 2-minute break. We're back with a quick post-game wrap-up right after this on AM 800 KXIC. Oh man, it's starting to hit me. John, are you caught up on commercial?